The reason why I'm buying Turbo instead of Shiba Inu is because I believe that hypothetically it has a lot more room to grow, and I like the concept a lot better as well. And of course, nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee. But when it comes to Turbo, first of all, if it were to go to the price of 50 cents, at that point, market cap, considering current circulating supply, would be around $32 billion. And by the way, that's around a 73x from here. Now, this isn't a crazy market cap, by the way. We've seen SHIB reach around 40 billion. Again, Shiba Inu. We've seen Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. So when it comes to Turbo, reaching around 32 billion, it's actually not that crazy in the grand scheme of things. Now, let's see on the flip side, if Shiba Inu were to do a 73x from here, at that point, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $730 billion. I mean, that's insane. Here's a crazy thing, right? We take a look at this market cap right here is over $500 billion. Is it realistic, again, for Shiba Inu to reach that during this bull run? Absolutely not. I mean, come on, right? Even if we tone things down, let's say what's more likely to do, like a 40x, let's say, during this bull run. I think hands down it's Turbo. It has much more room to grow. Also, on top of that, you take a look at how it's a lot more revolutionary as well. Now, when you take a look at Shiba Inu, what's so amazing about it? It's Shibarium, right? It's layer 2. That right there is amazing. Gain a lot of attention when it comes to Shiba Inu. A lot of people think it's fantastic, and I do think that it's a good concept. However, in my opinion, we need something unique. We need something different. When it comes to Shiba Inu, you know what it feels like? It feels like, Denny's. You know what I mean? Sure, there's a lot of Denny's out there, like the restaurant, a lot of fans, a lot of people know it. But then when I take a look at something like Turbo, it's like Sizzler. You know what I mean? Sizzler, I think it tastes a lot better than when it comes to Denny's. I think it's a lot more relaxing, inside. And also on top of that, I just think the food tastes a lot better. That's the way you take a look at Turbo. It's not as massive as like a Shiba Inu, but I think it has much better in terms of the concept. It's like, again, Sizzler, is Turbo. You take a look at Denny's, it's kind of like Shiba Inu. You take a look at Shiba Inu, I think, well, for what it is, it's good like back then, like years ago. But as of right now, we want to look for the next big thing, at least personally for me. I can't speak on anyone's behalf, instead of looking for the big thing, if that makes sense. I'm looking for the next up and coming, and I believe that's Turbo. Because after all, you take a look at Turbo, meme coin created by AI. Yes, you heard that right. AI. Now, some people out there, they may be thinking, whoa, did you just call Turbo a revolutionary, amazing AI project? No, that's not the case. All it is that it's literally just a meme coin created by AI. That's it. However, it's such a genius concept, though, because if you think about it, not many people thought about that, right? You take a look at when it comes to the hype for AI, it was massive at one point. Some of it did die down, but I think better days are ahead. And when it comes to the hype for meme coins, it's going to come back in again. So when it comes to Turbo, it's in such a unique position. You got to think about how the AI market by 2030, according to Granby Research, is predicted to be worth nearly $2 trillion. I mean, can you imagine that? That's bigger than some countries' GDP. Even the GDP of Canada back in 2022, by the way, was around $2 trillion. So this right here is actually a very impressive figure, in my opinion. Now, you also got to think about this, right? When it comes to Turbo, the unique thing about it is that it's just not your stereotypical like dog or cat-y meme coin. Now, don't get me wrong. There are many amazing dog or cat-y meme coins out there, but we don't really need another one, right? In my opinion. Hashtag DJ Khaled, if you know, you know. He's like, another one. You know what I mean? But even besides that, you take a look at when it comes to, Turbo, it's unique, it's different. Imagine if every meme coin was like pretty much the same. Then what's really the unique selling point there? How can they differentiate themselves from the competition? But when it comes to Turbo, again, it's so unique, it's so different. That's why I like it so much. Also, take this into consideration. Turbo recently got listed, in Binance and KuCoin. So that's so amazing for it. Now, some of the Shiba Inu fans out there, they may think, oh, wow, this is caca, it's trash. Take a look at Shiba Inu. It's pretty much listed everywhere. But here's the thing. I think, we can actually see what happened when it comes to Shiba Inu could very well happen to Turbo. Because you take a look at Shiba Inu, right? It being listed in all these major exchanges, it benefited it greatly, especially back in 2021. So when it comes to Turbo being listed in many major exchanges, I don't see why it won't do the same thing. Now, granted, I get it. Shiba Inu has way more exposure than Turbo, listed in many major exchanges. I understand that. Completely embarrasses Turbo in that aspect. I can't deny that. But in my opinion, again, is that necessarily a good thing for the people who are entering into Shiba Inu as of right now? I'd much rather prefer something like Turbo, again, which I do think is potentially or hypothetically the next big thing. And you got to think about how, Turbo doesn't necessarily need to be the next Shiba Inu or Dogecoin in order to be considered a success because, again, you take a look at, right, around a $32 billion market cap at the price of 50 cents, you take a look at how it's actually way less than Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, again, reached around 40 billion, Doge reached over 80 billion. But the amazing thing about it is that Turbo going to that, target, quite essentially, is already over a 70x from here. You got to think about that. So even reaching way less than Doge and SHIB at its peak, it's already hypothetically very amazing. The way I take a look at Turbo is that, again, it won't necessarily be the next SHIB or Doge, but it doesn't need to. Like, do you think every single NBA player that enters the league needs to be like a Michael Jordan, a LeBron James, or like a Kobe Bryant, rest in peace? No, it doesn't necessarily need to be that. Even just a glimpse of that is already very amazing. So yeah, when it comes to Turbo, the way I take a look at it, I think that it's very special given what it is. Now, also take this into consideration. Some people out there like to complain that Turbo doesn't necessarily have like the best use case out there, but it doesn't necessarily need that because as a meme coin, what it's supposed to be is fun, exciting, enticing. And again, it just ticked that box. So for what it is, again, like for the category of a meme coin, it's a thumbs up for me. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, not to mention, right, when it comes to this bull run, it could be so special. There's currently over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. You also take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the number of institutional investors. That right there is through the roof. So with all those amazing factors, I think that when it comes to this altcoin season, it could look so fantastic because just imagine once Bitcoin goes to the price of 100,000, let's say 150,000, man, something like Turbo is hypothetically going to go along with the ride. Now, am I saying that Shiba Inu is going to do complete caca during this bull run? No, I'm not saying that. I think it can do okay, but I think that when it comes to Turbo, hypothetically, I think it could do so fantastic. And again, if I could only put all my eggs into one basket, let's say during this bull run, hands down, I'm choosing Turbo. Why would I choose Shiba Inu? This isn't like 2021. You know what I mean? It's not like 2020, if that makes sense. That's why I'm choosing Turbo, and I think it's the winner here for me. And you got to think about how when it comes to, altcoins peaking, it could very well happen in the very near future because around a year from right now, I think things could look so different. Keep in mind, as a worst case scenario, altcoins, they've been known to peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. The last Bitcoin halving event happened back in April. So 18 months is actually October of next year, around that time. However, I'm preparing myself for that in such a fantastic way, and that is through dollar cost averaging. So anytime an income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. So that way, let's say the price dips, I'm all good there, but I never went all in, so I can still accumulate some more. But let's say the price does go up, I don't miss out on it because quite essentially I was, accumulating and holding the whole time. That's why I believe in dollar cost averaging so much. I think really it's such a simple strategy for me. I think it's so fantastic. Now, also take this into consideration, right? When it comes to meme coins, again, the hype is going to come back in again. And naturally, I think people are going to take a look at Turbo because people in the world of cryptocurrencies, a lot of them, they like potential gains. Turbo, I think that it's going to greatly outperform in terms of percentage Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. However, only time will tell, especially during this bull run. But again, I think better days are ahead. All I got to do right now is just stay patient, accumulate, hold, and just wait because there's currently over 600 million crypto owners again, right? More than ever before in history. I think this bull run could be so special. And by the way, if you want to interact with me, you want to take a look at my portfolio, you also want to know, what I think about your portfolio. Let's say you want me to review your portfolio. I can do that as well on my Discord, which is linked in the description below. Also, on top of that, if you want to know tips and tricks, right? If you want to know how to create content, you want to know how to build a channel, let's say you want to ask my personal experiences as to how I build an upload schedule, how I build a fan base, you can ask me all of that in my Discord and much more. So yeah, I think it's very fantastic and feel free to join. Again, link is in the description below. I think you all would really love it. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.